What's good, y'all? Elvis here. We're back again with another video. I'm taking a break from the barber content and I'm starting off a series called Eats by Elvis, where I'm sharing food that I eat gluten-free, dairy-free, hassle-free. But we're starting off making some almond milk yogurt, and almond flour. But we soaked almonds overnight and now we're peeling them, which is a little bit of an unnecessary step depending on what you're making. But I'll explain why I'm doing this, but we're about to speed through this process. All right, so movie magic. Here we have our almonds, all completely peeled. These are all our almond peels, almond skins rather. I'm pretty sure it's not crucial to like completely peel the almonds because it was kind of a tedious task and you're gonna, blend it up and straighten it out anyway. But for the recipe that I watched, he said there, like in the skins, that there's like tannins or something that inhibits the fermentation of the yogurt or something. But also I like how the almond flour comes out from the peeled almonds versus the almond meal you would get from grinding up the skinned almonds. But keep in mind, I'm not making almond milk to sit in the fridge. I'm really just making a big batch of almond milk yogurt. So I care about peeling them. But between soaking the almonds for, let's say, 6 hours to overnight and peeling them, that's like kind of tedious. So I could understand if you want to skip that step. But now we're getting to blending. So according to the recipe I saw, the ratio of unsoaked almonds to water was either 1:2 or 1:3. So the ratio of water to almonds I'm going to be using is, for every cup of unsoaked almonds, I'm going to put 2 cups of water. So this was 3 cups of almonds before it was soaked. So I'm going to add 6 cups of water total. 3, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, it's past the maximum fill line. Generally, I recommend not to do that, but also don't subscribe to societal rules. So basically, we're gonna blend this up. Usually it's like maybe a minute or two. I never really have to blend it for that long because I feel like it does a good job, but you want to make sure this is on there because this is high key past max capacity. Like I would recommend, unless you have a bigger blender, using a smaller port. Bro, I just realized I don't have to blend up all the almonds right now. Pretty sure I could save some of these. But it's already in the blender, so we're just going. Damn. Like I really don't have to. Fuck it, we ball. Let's get it. That was definitely leaking out the top, but it's blended. What's good, nigga? Oh, you called me during a YouTube video.
I figured.
Hey, what's good?
Probably like, hey,
but,
what am I saying with you?
Oh, you said I figured. You weren't even listening.
No, I was listening.
I'm gonna put you right in front of me while I'm. You can get the angle and you can watch the video and be like, oh, I was there.
Okay, right.
So before I put it through the cheesecloth, I usually like to strain it through a mesh strainer just to get all the bigger parts of the almond flour out, just because that it makes it harder to get through the cheesecloth. So I've been cutting hair for about 10 years now. And once you've been doing something for that long, you go through many seasons of feeling creatively stagnant. And one of the things that got me out of a previous season was creating content. And now I'm in more of a music type season. You've heard me yap, but have you heard me rap?
I got a few past women that I wanna see winning, but I gotta keep dissing. She think business unfinished. If it's anything but love, don't even try to give it. It's already done if I gave you my commitment. Test become your testimony, victim to a victor. Not just quoting scripture, throwing game in the mixture. Spit it like a preacher with a little pinch of pimp. It's all about God, but I'm serving some raw shit.
I strained out some of the wet flour, and I'm gonna put this in the cheesecloth later. And I'm just gonna repeat the process with the rest of this. It's gonna take a minute, so I shouldn't have did the whole thing. But we ball. And also, the handle broke on this strainer, so don't come for me. But go ahead.
How did that happen?
Bro, I was just throwing it up and it said, "Toop," came off. I was like, oh. I don't know why I thought like it was just gonna be sturdy as fuck, but it's like, nigga, it's not a bougie strainer, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like I bought this from Target, but it was still a discount. All right, so now we have our almond milk pre-strained. So we got a cheesecloth, and I'm basically about to wet it a little bit, put it in this strainer, and then try to refine this almond milk. And then after that, I'm gonna put this wet almond flour in the cheesecloth and get whatever liquid's left in that. All right, so now we got the cheesecloth in here. Just pour this in here. Oh, it's spilling already. Oh, it's not even in the frame. So the way I have it set up, I got it sitting in the strainer, and then this bowl has a spout. I'm just gonna pour this straight into the pot because we gotta cook this a little bit. All right, pot. My niggas gonna be like, bro, this thing got the almond skins on the counter still. Like, what's he got going on? Fuck it. We ball.
It took a minute to get it, can't listen to critics. Drain energy every visit, so unhappy, what is it? Good fences make a neighbor, so you gotta set a limit. If the vibe isn't high, you can count on me to miss it. It happens for me, not to me, it's building my grid. When you fight your whole life, you never learn how to quit. It's my way or no way, I'm not a slave to digits. So I'ma risk the ticket, cause I won't slow down the pivot.
Oh, this is kind of fun to play with. Throw a little bit of salt, you know what I'm saying? I personally like some Celtic sea salt, but I don't think that it really matters too much. But, and also, damn, did he put salt in it? Actually, I don't think he put salt in it. If he didn't put salt in it, I can always cut that shit out. But I know you gotta add some kind of sugar or sweetener for the bacteria. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a good amount. Cause I don't need this to be that sweet. Cause I usually am gonna like sweeten whatever I make with it. But you know, you can always sweeten after. And basically, I'm gonna allow this to simmer a little bit, but I don't want it to get it too hot. Cause I still need it to cool down. So I can put the yogurt in. I don't need it to be so hot that it kills the cultures in the yogurt. So while we got the almond milk yogurt simmering on the stove, we're gonna dry out this this wet almond flour. Most people throw it away. I try not to be wasteful. So we gonna dry this out in the oven. Got the oven preheated to 200 degrees. It just finished preheating. So I would recommend putting this on parchment paper if you can. I don't got none, so I'm not about to go make a trip. But put this on here, and you want to spread it out as evenly as possible, just so it's like, you know, everything can get good contact with the heat. But it's really going to be drying very gently, so you don't have to, like, you shouldn't have the oven temp, like, I would say higher than 200, low 200s, you know what I'm saying? The first time I did this, it was, I did it on, like, 175 or something like the lowest setting, just because I didn't want to burn nothing. And that took way too long. And I'm like, I could have saved myself some time with just a few more degrees. But yeah, so I'm about to throw this in the oven. I'm gonna put this in the oven, and I'm gonna check on it in like an hour. Hour, break it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? All right, so I let the damn almond flour in the oven on 200 degrees for low-key a few hours, went and cut some hair. Shouldn't have left the oven unattended, but it's 200 degrees, no big deal, you know what I'm saying? It's not crazy hot. That looks, oh yeah, that's dry. That's dry. It's way better than how I got it the first time. Last time I had the heat too low, and it was taking forever to do this. Then I actually blended it up and then started drying it again. But this time it seems like it's real rigid. Super, super dry. And this seems perfect. We'll break this all up, throw it in the blender, and then blend it. So this is why you should use parchment paper, so you don't do this and look goofy like me. But we work harder, not smarter over here. All right, so this is my container of almond flour. I'm just gonna add this. Bro, man, I really made flour, bro. All right. Bro, there we go. Homemade almond flour. A little airtight container. So you missed it because I didn't record it, but I took this off the heat, and once it was, let's say, a little warmer than room temp, I added some store-bought almond milk yogurt just so we have the cultures in there and it allows it to ferment. I kind of just been leaving it out because I don't have a yogurt maker. You could put this in a yogurt maker and just put or like an Instapot with the yogurt setting, and that would work. I've heard you can turn the oven light on and put this in overnight and it allows it to ferment just because the light will give it enough warmth to ferment well, but also not too much heat that it kills the cultures. But I don't have a yogurt maker, so I'll show y'all what I was doing previously. I don't have a yogurt maker, or let's say Instapot with a yogurt setting, and I'm not about to spend money for that specifically right now. So I'm gonna show y'all what I do in a pinch. And you know, I'm an engineer at heart, so you know, problem solving in my DNA. I'm gonna make do with this rice cooker. And basically what I'm gonna do is fill this with water and then add this steamer that I'm gonna put on top. So it's removed from the heat, and I'm gonna put the yogurt in a container up here. So the steam will keep the yogurt warm, but it won't heat it up so much that it won't ferment because the temperature is too hot. Fill this with water, put on there, put that on there. So pouring some of this yogurt mixture in this bowl. Just a little yogurty. But it's still not very thick. So I'm gonna cover it. But this is just gonna gently warm up the water, which is gonna gently warm up the yogurt. It might retain a little heat, you know what I'm saying? So I usually use this yogurt for smoothies. So I'm not super pressed about it being like a real yogurt consistency versus it being a yogurt taste. So I wanted to try something. And while I have this going, because I can't put any more yogurt in here, I'm gonna put the rest in this bottle and then put it in the oven and try the oven light trick on and see what happens with this. Ooh, is that a perfect pour? Hope that's on camera. Ooh, perfect pour. All right, so now we're gonna bottle this up and put it in the oven and leave it overnight and see how it is in the morning for real. So I ended up with more almond flour. And my yogurt is yogurting. So I'll check back in with y'all either in a few hours or tomorrow. All right, so I went to sleep, left everything overnight to ferment or whatever. Now, looking at what we left in the rice cooker. So of course we didn't have this on cooking, we just had it on warm. So it's heating up the water in here, which is going turning into steam, and then just gently warming the yogurt. But oh, look at that junk yogurting. That's a yogurt, yo. It's a little runnier than I would like for, let's say, like yogurt to just eat, but I'm using this for smoothie basis, so it doesn't got to be super thick, but I think it's just like, it's good enough. Take this off and put it in the fridge. Also, we have this going down in the oven with the oven light on just to keep it a little warm. This feels a little more liquid, but personally I left it overnight and I don't want to let this ferment anymore. So I'm just gonna put both these in the fridge. Actually, before we put it in the fridge, I want you to check out the volume real quick. For this little thing of almond milk yogurt, I spend usually like $7, $8.
And this is the exact moment the cat began. I actually do not remember how much I spend on things. I actually spend $5 on that little thing of yogurt. I usually buy the thing that's twice as big for about $8. So keep that in mind.
keep in mind, for the same price, I bought a 3-cup bag of almonds and made this much almond milk and then turned that into almond milk yogurt, as well as about 2/3 of this came from the 3 cups of almonds I had, because I had a little bit in here already. Making the almond milk is a little bit labor intensive compared to just buying it, but you're getting significantly more volume. And I'm not gonna front, this is kind of fun. I think I'm gonna keep doing this, but I'm just gonna buy almond milk if I need that, because I don't care to go through all this process and straining just for milk. I think it's worth it while for yogurt, because I use yogurt for a lot of things.
All right, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching. That's all I got for this video. I'm gonna have a lot more Eats by Elvis content coming. I mainly just be sharing a lot of my own recipes with y'all. I make it sound like I really be cooking, but I just be having simpler young bachelor recipes that just happen to leave out gluten and dairy. But if you're interested in that type of content, check back for more. Till next time, craft over clout. I'm out.